Hi everyone, so I'm here to give you the notes on angles, and the definition for an angle is just two rays that share an endpoint. So I can see over here, I have two rays here, ray A, B, and also ray AC that come together and share this endpoint A. So that's my first angle, and I can see over here there's actually three angles. I have this angle in here, and I have this angle over here, but I also have this big angle here. So really there's three angles there. And we're going to talk about how to name these angles. Anytime you want to name an angle, you want to use 3 points. This point here, the shared endpoint, that's called your vertex. You want to make sure that your vertex is always in the middle. So if I wanted to name this angle, I could say that it's angle BAC, or I could say angle CAB. Either of those would be acceptable to name it. So this is called our endpoint, the vertex, that would be A, and these are called the sides. The two rays that come together, ray AB and ray AC, those are called our sides. So over here, if I wanted to name this angle, I could call it angle DGE, or I could call it angle EGD. Either of those would be fine. For this angle here, I could use EGF or FGE. And finally, the entire angle there, the big one, I could call DGF or FGD. Okay, so just remember to always put the vertex in the middle and always use 3 points. Now here I have two dots, 2 points, point V and point X. This point X is in the interior of my angle, and this whole area is all the interior. Whereas I bet you can guess what this point would be. That's in the exterior of the angle. And again, all this area would be the exterior. You won't see those terms very often, but I did just want to mention what they were. So interior is in the smaller part, exterior is in the larger part. You probably know these names by now, but I'll go over them again. If you have an angle that's between 0 and 90 degrees, then that's called acute. An angle that's exactly 90 degrees is a right angle. And usually if it's a right angle, you'll see this little box drawn in here, so you know that it's exactly 90 degrees. If it's between 90 and 180, then it's called obtuse. And if it's exactly 180, then it's a straight angle. And it's called that because it makes a straight line. Okay. Measuring angles with a protractor, it's tough for me to do this, so I've included a different video that shows you how to do angles using a protractor. So make sure you watch that video if you're unsure how to use the protractor. So I'm going to skip ahead here to my last slide, and I'm just going to go through these just to review what we talked about already. So I believe that your notes only say 2 names for the angle instead of 3 names. I'm not sure why mine says 3, but I believe yours says 2, and the 2 angles you would give here, 2 names, would be RNQ or QNR. The vertex of the angle, that is point N, That's the shared endpoint where the angle comes together. And we said the sides of the angle, those are your two rays. So that would be NR and NQ. So those are my two sides. The angle I can see is acute. And then you would use your protractor to measure that angle to see how many degrees it would be. But I know it's going to be somewhere between 0 and 90 degrees because it is acute. Okay, thanks for watching.